Good morning, Trim Healthy Mama friends. I am ready to start my day. It's early in the morning, as you probably can tell. My kids are still asleep. It's a miracle. I've got my coffee with my favorite coffee mug that says today's goal, keep the tiny humans alive. You've probably seen this coffee mug if you've followed me at all before. And today we are going to talk about something that almost all of the Trim Healthy Mama friends and clients that I have want to talk about, and that is food journaling and meal planning. All right, you've made the decision to meal plan with Trim Healthy Mama. Maybe you're coming from a completely different background than me, but when I was meal planning, the reason why I did it was to find some sort of routine to help me understand the plan better. Now, I think that's usually where most people are coming from when they start meal planning. So I'm going to offer you a whole bunch of ideas for meal planning and food journaling. But there's going to be a whole bunch of ideas because no one type of food journaling or meal planning is going to work for everyone. So I'm going to just offer you a whole bunch of different suggestions, and maybe one of them will work for you. Maybe you'll emphasize with one and you can try it. And if not, no worries. There's plenty of other coaches, YouTube bloggers, and Instagrammers and Facebookers out there that might have another helpful suggestion for you. These are just things that I have tried and that have worked for me. So, drum roll, let's get started. All right, let's talk about meal planning, like the bane of every Trim Healthy Mama's existence, because it's helpful, but really a pain in the butt to do. So we're going to talk about three helpful suggestions for meal planning that might be helpful for you. Let's start with the first one. It's just writing everything out. I know nobody wants to do that, but it can be helpful for you if you like planning that way. I'm actually going to link down below a really simple weekly meal plan printable where it has Monday through Sunday listed, and then also has your breakfast, lunch, and dinner listed. And you just write everything in and follow it. It can be just as simple as that. What's really nice is an idea that I got from another Trim Healthy Mama blogger. And what she did was, instead of like racking her brain every single week for all of the different things that she wanted to incorporate, she started coming up with themes for every day of the week. So Monday was always Meatful Monday. Tuesday was always some type of skillet dinner. Wednesdays was always fish of some sort. And you can see where I'm going with this. I will link that blog article below so you can kind of get an idea of what she was talking about. It's a super helpful way to meal plan that doesn't require a whole lot of thinking when you add those themes. The second way of meal planning is going to a place called Darcy's Dishes. If you hate meal planning, and you just want everything listed out for you, including your shopping lists, and you want it all free, this is the place to go. Darcy's Dishes has a ton of meal planning, and I think she releases one every single week where it lists off everything that you're going to eat along with your shopping list. Super helpful and a cute and easy way to do meal planning quickly. Download it, shop, and follow. Now, the last way of meal planning is my favorite way of meal planning. It's a combination of freestyling, so it gives you a little bit of freedom, but also following a plan. And this is what I like to call just dinners. I think you can probably figure out what kind of meal plan this is. It's where all you do is plan your dinners. There's two ways I do this. Either I wake up in the morning and decide what we're going to have for dinner and make it. Yes, I sometimes, usually make my dinners at like 6 o'clock in the morning, which usually means it's a casserole or a skillet that I can just put in the freezer or the fridge until actual dinner time. And this just sets me up for success during the day because I decide what I'm going to have. I decide whether it's an S meal or an E meal, and then I don't get to go off track because I know that I have an on-plan dinner awaiting for me at home. Sometimes when I plan something but don't make it, and then I go off track accidentally or on purpose, I go, whatever. I don't have to make my dinner because I've already fallen off track. But if I plan it and make it, that is what helps me stay the course because I know it's waiting for me at home and I don't have any excuses. The other way I do this is just write out all of my dinners instead of just deciding in the morning. I write out everything Monday through Sunday and follow it. It can be just as simple as that. So the 3 ways that I recommend meal planning, or I recommend these tips, is writing everything out. The printable is below. You're in charge of it at this point, and it takes a little bit more brain power. The second way is no brain power at all. Just go to Darcy's Dishes and find one of her meal plans, print it out, print the shopping list out, and go. And the third one is just dinners. My personal favorite, where I either wake up and decide what we're having for dinner, or I plan out the whole week of dinners and just do it. I hate to sound like a Nike's commercial, but really, ladies, it's just about doing it and following what you say you're going to follow. I also want to talk about food journaling and a few apps and resources that I think are helpful for food journaling. There's 3 apps, actually 4, but 3 optional apps that I really think are helpful for food journaling. The first one is Lose It. Lose It is a calorie counter. So it might not really work for you because Trim Healthy Mama isn't a calorie counting plan. But I have found that Lose It is the best app out there for food journaling that really tracks my micronutrients. And sometimes I need that. Other times I don't, but sometimes I do. The biggest drawback to Lose It is that it is really detailed and it can become a little bit obsessive if you have that obsessive personality. My Fitness Plan is also a really nice detailed food journal tracker, and it integrates with a lot of smartwatches, so it might be an option for you. The third one is really kind of a Trim Healthy Mama favorite. I hear a lot of coaches and bloggers really rave about this one, and I've only just started using it, but it's called 8. It's a lot more, it's a lot less detailed and more focuses on a pathway that you want to go. So you choose your pathway, whether it just be healthy eating, staying on plan, or maybe your pathway is to mix up your fuels. You specificize, is that a word? You point yourself, choose, I'm making up words now. You choose your specific pathway, and then you take pictures of your meals and your foods, and you post them. And you decide whether or not that specific meal was on plan, or it was on your pathway, or it wasn't. So it's a lot more simplified down into just the basics, but still can be helpful. So there's also another way of food journaling, and that's with a classic paper and pen. Now I have a whole bunch of classic paper and pen food journals for you. If you're in my client groups, you get all of them. If you are just a subscriber to my blog or you're looking for some resources, I have some free ones that I'm going to link below. I'll also link the paid ones. But that's just another way of food journaling, is with a classic paper and pen. And I find this really helpful when I am doing something really specific, like a fuel cycle, or if I have a specific goal to just eat more S meals. Sometimes I like to just write them down. So that's just another resource that you might find helpful for meal planning and food journaling. The last app that I don't want to forget to talk about is the THM Food Analyzer. This is an official Trim Healthy Mama app that is going to completely revolutionize your Trim Healthy Mama journey if you are a beginner and have never used this app before. It is going to help you find all the foods that are either a fuel pull, satisfying, or energizing. This is really helpful as you begin Trim Healthy Mama, because sometimes foods that you thought were one thing are actually something else. I did this with Greek yogurt. I thought Greek yogurt was one thing for a long time. And it was only after I got the Food Analyzer app, which is kind of embarrassing because I've been doing Trim Healthy Mama for a long time, and the app only came out like a year ago. But that's when I actually figured out what Greek yogurt was actually categorized as. So it can be really helpful if you just maybe are not quite certain what a food actually is categorized as. Those are my meal tips. If you want help customizing something, let me know. I'd love to help you.